So Highland Noise Podcast, I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with
Jager Henry.
And we're some questions to say about his new EP, Heart of Thorns. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
I mean, it's kind of been like confusing because I've put out music before and it's like it did okay. And it was like this just kind of took like a different chapter, I guess you could say. Like it was like when you read like a romance novel and you finally get to like the thick chapter. I was like, wait, this is a whole different story. And it's just been kind of like mind-boggling, like seeing the response and everything happen. Like I just went home and like someone came up to me in my like hometown mall and was like, yo, dude, big fan. And I was like,
oh shit.
Okay. I was like, okay.
You're like, shit, never happened before.
Yeah.
Like it happens at shows and like, you know, it obviously happens occasionally, but it was like, to me, it was like weird because they were like talking about my EP and I was like, how have you heard it?
Who told you?
Yeah. Like, where'd you find it?
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. It's like, it's been such a great response and I kind of like love it because it's like, it's not that overnight like billion stream thing, but it's like that natural, like I can see the growth, you know.
Absolutely. Now I'm curious, you know, the EP came out in August, so it's been out a minute, but going back, I'm curious like how you were feeling going into releasing it, considering you said you've released music in the past that it has not obviously went as well as this has went. So I'm curious how you were feeling going into releasing this.
Terrified. In all honesty, terrified because you know, as independent artists, we always hear that single only. And I was like, I was already going on tours. You know, I toured with Beauty School. I was touring with, doing some shows with JBLZE. I was doing one-off shows here and there. And people were always like, you're playing music that like isn't out, you know? And I was kind of like, okay, like let me just put it out as a project because I did make it to be a project, you know? And I kind of had that mentality that like, this is going to flop because you're only supposed to drop singles and promote them on TikToks. And that's just like never been like my thing. And trust me, I hear enough of it through management.
Yeah.
About
gotta get on the TikTok.
You know, well, the funny thing is now you can't download it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
I had it downloaded and I used it occasionally, but my phone recently broke during the whole TikTok ban. So I lost my phone. It went kaput. And I went to Apple and they, you know, connected me to iCloud and got me a new phone and, you know, saved the day. And I got everything, my music, unreleased stuff, you know, photos from tour that I thought I was going to lose. And the one thing I couldn't download was TikTok. It, like the app is there, but it's like, you can't download it.
Yeah.
So I was like, now you can't say anything. I literally can't do it.
Exactly. My hands are quite literally as tied as they could be. Yeah, it's so fucked.
It's actually insane. Have you guys seen the whole thing with this TikTok not being on people's phones?
Yeah.
Someone just sold their phone on eBay for $100,000 because they had TikTok downloaded.
It's Flappy Bird all over again. Holy shit, that's awesome.
How I found out it wasn't on the App Store anymore is GameStop is offering they're buying people's phones if they have TikTok. And
oh my God.
I'm like, I didn't realize, I figure this is just going to be short considering the app is working again. So I don't understand why these companies and these people are going to go all in on phones with TikTok on them.
Well, it's because even though the ban got lifted, the App Store, I think it took it out of the App Store. So it's not there. So I don't know how long it's going to be until it comes back.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because we were like looking it up and me and my buddies were like, this one just sold for 100,000. This one just sold for 50,000. And it wasn't saying like bid, it was like sold.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are we doing? Like if I had this, I'd be selling my phone right away.
We might get off of here.
I'm thinking about it now.
We might get off of here. I'm going to sell my phone. I'll make enough to pay off my phone and then I'll get another one.
Damn right.
Yeah. Well, think if you go and get like 50 grand, like that one sold within 9 hours of being on eBay.
That's just insane.
You're being serious. Like this isn't like some
no,
like
I'm not even
like
joking. No, I'm not even joking. Like I've been looking up and like trying to find the source because I've been like hitting up my friends and I'm like, dude, I'll buy your phone.
Not
I'll
for
give you
50K
10
though.
grand. I'll give you 10 grand. Give me your phone, but
Yeah.
I'll pay you in a month.
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're like, you know
time.
what the market is for this right now.
Yeah. And all of a sudden I'm on eBay and it's like announced that TikTok's downloadable again. And I'm just like out money.
Yeah.
Knowing my luck with gambling, that's how it would go.
Yeah. So maybe you should buy it now just to save everyone else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
sacrifice.
I love that we scrambled from how he felt about it and to just so let's make money.
Exactly. Dude, come on. Money making grind set. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's to go back to it, I'll just jump right back. I was scared because it was and just kind of happened to be that risk all, take all, and see where it takes us. And that was the beauty of it is I kind of just went into it with some songs will get heard, some songs won't. So, and and now it's kind of cool because touring, I was selling vinyls, selling CDs, and it's that's such a weird feeling.
Yeah, it's good now that it's out because there's a project when people see you and discover you to dive into. Because as much as it's a singles landscape, I feel like people still want to have a body of work to jump into when they discover an artist.
Yeah, especially because then when you have I'm not going to judge my own music, but I will. When someone's like, "Oh, dude, I checked you out." Before I dropped the EP, I love this song, and I was like, "Nah, don't listen to that one."
Oh. Ignore that. That one doesn't count.
Yeah. Listen to the other one.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? So I put this project out in hopes that my Spotify and Apple Music would just be this project. So when someone clicks it, they can't see anything else.
That's great.
They're like, oh, dude, Freak Show. And I was like, no.
No. That's
a deep cut.
Yeah, I was like, that was when I don't know what I was doing,
Yeah.
I don't know what I was going for there. I should have stayed in the drafts.
Yeah.
Well, this EP, we haven't heard any of the previous stuff, and we'll keep it that way out of respect for you. But this EP is great. Digging it big time.
Damn right.
It's one of my favorites because it happens so organically. People heard it and they were like, "Oh, where'd you record this? What fancy studio? Sunset Sound?" And I was like, no, I recorded this in downtown LA, in a loft with my, one of my best friends, Noah, and Sachi and Lotus. And we just kind of all sat, and it happened so organically to the point where we were making 2 songs in a day.
God damn.
Not even just demos. We were finishing them, and we were like, "Yo, it's just, why is it happening like this?" Don't get me wrong, we had our days we got stumped, but it was it was just such a funny thing because I was like, wow, and it all makes sense. And it wasn't we were sat there let's try for this. I want to tell a story. It was we were just kind of writing, and as I'm writing, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, wait, have you guys noticed how the past 5 songs kind of all make sense? And they're like, no, I thought we were just making music.
Just making music for the fuck of it.
Yeah. And when you listen to it, you can hear in one song, I forget which one it is, but my friend pointed it out. He was like, dude, I can hear cop sirens. Is that supposed to be in there? And I was like, oh no, we were downtown, it probably just was going off and we didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear them so much, you're just like, that's cool. Leave it in.
You're deaf to them, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we've kind of established what your writing process was like, but I'm curious, the timeline of the record. When did you kind of start writing, and then when did you have the masters in hand for this?
Oh, wow. We started writing, I couldn't even tell you months because it was just such a blur with how the process went. But I'd say no longer than 2-3 months.
Damn.
It didn't hurt that Noah's dad is a great masterer, and Noah's great at mixing, and he's also so fast that while we were making songs, I was sending the last song we made to my friend Chris, who would mix it, and then that would already be sent to be getting mastered by the time we were finishing. So it's not like we finished everything and then we're like, all right, let's send it all for mixing and mastering. We kind of sent the first 2 to mix and master because we wanted to hear how they were going to make it sound. Because I'm a big fan of compression, but also loudness. Like I was like, I don't want this to sound like kind of like the metal scene does, like with that like reverb, heavy distortion. Like I was like, I wanted to kind of have like that opportunity where, believe it or not, I don't know how it worked, but it goes to radio and it can be played on the radio because it's not just fuzz.
Yeah.
And which, don't get me wrong, that's all I listen to. But I kind of gave it that chance and I was like, wow, there goes the wonders of what can possibly happen.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like 2 months, and it was just so funny because it was like when it was done it felt weird. I was like, now what? Like already had the logo, already had ideas for music videos, already had a music video shot, and I was just like, so what do I do now? Like, do I post about it on the Twitter?
On the Twitter? Not on Twitter.
No, don't. Not there.
That's such an interesting process though, because like one thing we hear a lot of like when an artist is working on a project is like when do we stop picking a song apart, whereas like for you were kind of like the song was done and you just kind of moved on and basically etched it in stone by sending it off to be mixed and mastered.
Yeah, we kind of just didn't want to like overthink because I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like a lot of artists now make a song and then they go back into it and then they go back into it again and then they play it for you and you're like, play the original and you like the original better. You know?
That is,
And it's like, I heard an artist once say like, if the song wasn't not mixed, mastered and all that, but if the song kind of didn't come to you within the first session, probably should leave it alone for a while. You know, don't not go back to it, but leave it alone for a while because you're going to rush it in the next session. And with ours, it just kind of happened so naturally that we were just like, done, next one. And then he would start riffing. And like, even with the little Lotus feature, we were at his house that night. That was when we made that song. We just went to his house and he had his like Sphinx cat sitting on this couch that is way too low to the ground, that is so uncomfortable.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, Lotus, but your couch is very low. And I'm 6 foot. I'm 6'3", so I'm like sat there like, this is great. And he heard something where he was like, oh dude, for the second verse, like this melody would be kind of cool. I was like, oh, patch it, like, you know, throw it down, like I want to see what you were trying to explain. And then we were just like, wait, can that just stay there? Like I was like, that sounds sick, I don't want to try to do that. And he was like, cool, I'm on the album, you know, like
done.
Simple as that. And I was like, it wasn't like I was like, bro, please feature, please. It was like, it just kind of was like, we had this idea and he was like, oh, I've got one. Because that's what we kind of do. We like pass around the mic and everyone throws melodies out there. And, you know, normally we're just like humming and he just kind of like laid this thing down. And I was like, all right, you know, sick, show off.
Come on, man. Let me have something.
Yeah, show me up on my own album.
While holding a honey bun in his hand, just lay down the sickest verse. I was like, dude.
That's badass.
But no, like that's why I loved this project, because it hurt when it was done because I was like, no, don't be done. But it was just such a beautiful, cohesive moment between everybody. It was like nothing went wrong. Like we went to a fancy studio one day to be like, let's do it. Like I was like, I'll spend some money. And we all sat, looked at each other, and we were like, we hate this.
You basically lit money on fire that day.
Yeah, like I would walk around to the next door, go into the vocal booth, and then I'd be like, walk back out.
Well, that was a productive day. Yeah, fuck yeah.
I just want a Shure SM7B, and I want to be plugged in right next to my producer, and I want him to hear me screaming, and I want, because like in the vocal booth, I felt like I was so far away, and it was like, I don't know, like I had this weird theory that because we were so close, like all of our ideas would just share, you know, via like airplay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting.
So do you think that your entire situation was kind of like a lightning in the bottle moment, or do you think you guys are going to be able to recapture kind of that energy for whatever project you guys choose to do next?
Well, That's the funny thing is, by the time we were done with the idea for the EP, we already made about 15 more.
Jesus
God damn.
Christ. Okay.
And the other day we made like six more before the fires, and I had to go
Okay.
home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and obviously, they're demos, and some of them will be, thrown away into the archives.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like we just couldn't stop. Like it was like such a process. Like
Yeah.
like we were like, yo, the EP's done. Like I had this perfect idea for the last song being Mortal, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's done. And he was like, well, we still got an hour, and then it was like wrote two more. But
Well,
they're
why the hell not?
and I love it because like they still kind of have the energy of the project, but you can see the growth
Mm-hmm.
from when we started the project to these new ones that no one's heard yet. It's cohesive, the energy's there and all that, but it's like you can hear the growth from like not only like, not to like say anything really about myself, but like I can hear the growth of my own voice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like
No, toot your own
I can
horn, man.
hear, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
can hear the difference of like how I'm pushing now
Mm-hmm.
on this and how I'm not scared to scream like that or
Mm-hmm.
something, and it's like it's kind of cool. Like it's like me that's why me and Noah like we have such this like we're just locked in. I love that
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dialed
You
in.
know,
Mm-hmm.
because like Noah's a great artist himself, Sachi's a great artist himself, Lotus is a great artist, but it's like we all go in a room and it's like we all just kind of just put pen to paper and just beautiful ideas come out. And I
Yeah.
love
Mm-hmm.
it because there's songs that are unreleased that we played on tour that I'm sure are on YouTube somewhere because we don't think about that. We're like, yeah, let's see how this one goes with the crowd. And
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know, it's on YouTube, and someone's like, where can I find this? And I'm like,
Shit.
6 to 7 months it'll be
Yeah,
somewhere.
I don't know.
Give it some time,
Yeah.
Yeah, blow it up on TikTok and I'll drop it.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Do a little dance to
Management
it.
will like that answer.
Yeah.
There you
But that's the funniest thing too is like you get those comments that are like, granddad wouldn't be proud. And I'm just like,
go. The fuck cares?
I'm like, bro, what? Like,
Yeah.
your dad probably hates you. And I'm just like,
Jesus.
I was on tour with him. What do you
So,
mean?
like, come on, man. Yeah.
He supports it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but that was the funny thing. When I sent him this album, he had heard the last music we made and he loved it. But I was like always scared to tell him, like, that's not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to be heavier.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent it to him and I was like, here's a Dropbox. Check it out.
Oh.
And I remember the whole project's like 32 minutes, and it was like 34 minutes later, the time it took to get into Dropbox and play it. And he called me and he was like, oh my God.
That's so
like,
good. Yeah.
What
yeah.
the? He was like, when were you going to show me this? And I was like, oh, wait, you like it?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, because I send him stuff and he's like, oh, I love it. It's like Daltrey. It's like rock. And then I send him this and it's like, and he's like, what the?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But, I always call it like the pig squeal that Knocked Loose do. I always show my dad that video. I'm like, look what they did.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not going to do that, are you? He's like,
You're like,
that's
might.
crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Just wait and see.
I mean, if I knew how. Like,
Exactly. Give me some time. Give me some time. Yeah. Hell yeah.
but no, it was like, just, I don't know. It's just a big butterfly. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple things just constantly changing and flying in all different directions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm right. So, what song off the EP took longest to write, and then which one is your personal favorite?
I'll start backwards. Personal favorite, Mortal Sacrifice.
Okay.
Solid.
Because it's just like the deepest song to me, but also like the song that I just kind of like felt when making it. Like I felt like I felt happy with all the songs, but it was like the song that like while I was recording it, like I could already envision everything. It was like everything came to my head, the music video, how it was going to sound live, what we were going to do with this. And it was like I had like a time traveling moment in my head where I saw it already doing, the goals in life and stuff like that. It was like a blast. I was like, whoa. It was like when you eat that snack as a kid that you never had before.
Yeah.
Like the first
Was
time
it
you have
brain
chocolate.
blast?
And you're like,
Jimmy Neutron. Yeah.
Mom, why didn't you give me this sooner? You know, it was like, that's how I felt making that song. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, I guess, you know? Like, and then the longest one that I guess took to write was probably Heart of Thorns, because I just kept going back and forth with like how I wanted it to start, or, you know, where I wanted the screams to come in, or how I wanted the breakdown to be, like, because it was the title track. I was like, this song needs to like punch people in the face.
It has to sum up. It has to sum up the project pretty much.
Yeah. Like I remember we sent the music video. I don't know what magazine, so I don't want to say it and then get, you know, sued.
Yeah.
But someone sent back, "This is absolute blasphemy. We are not promoting this."
Oh my God.
I immediately was like, "Yo, that's the one. That's the title track."
Yeah, fucking take that shit, use it. That's fucking crazy though.
I posted it on my social media and like blurred out their name, and I was like, oh no, like I think I just lost my ticket. And it was the funniest thing, is people were like laughing, and I was just like, in no way am I like saying like anything bad to God. I'm just expressing emotions, and I love religious art. Like,
yeah, it's fair.
And it was like, in my head, I was like, there's way worse on YouTube and the internet.
Oh my God, is there? Yeah, it's like
you know, Marilyn Manson burned a Bible.
Marilyn Manson did a lot of crazy shit in the 90s.
Yeah, like I'm over here in a church with my bass player and his younger friend, who's like, he brought his friend to the video, and I was like, yo, what up? You guys want to dress up as nuns?
First
you guys like down for that?
Like he was down for like the bass scene, like where he's playing bass, you know, because I love my bass player. He's a great kid. He's the funniest, like oh my God, such a pain in the butt, but like just so funny.
He's awesome.
Yeah, no, he is. He's like that kid who's like 18 years old, super cocky, because like he's like, oh, I can play bass and I'm really good. And he's always like, I think he's like friends with like Jason Freeze or something. And he's always like, yeah, me and Freeze kick it. You know, he always has to like let us know that he's like the cool
kid. He's gotta
kid.
Humble you.
And I was like, yeah, dude, here's this nut outfit from Amazon. Throw it on.
let me break you down a little
Try
bit.
to be cool in this.
The whole band, we all give him crap.
Yeah.
Good.
Like the entire tour, I remember it when we did the letdown tour, we were budgeting, like, you know, it was people, I'm gonna break everybody's minds really quick. We don't make money that much.
Whoa.
When you're an independent artist.
Yeah.
No,
so
that can't be true.
Like, we're budgeting, and it was like we were thinking like what was the easiest thing to eat. And after we kind of got the Cane's thing, we were like, oh, Cane's was good, and like it's cheap, you know, you can feed the whole band for like $50.
Yeah. And
like feed good. You know, the trick is I don't like coleslaw. So you order and you're like, I'll take the four tenders with fries, and can I sub the side of coleslaw for an extra slice of toast?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And then you eat the tenders you can, you eat the fries you can, and you chop up the other tenders and chop up the fries, take the 2 pieces of toast, some cane sauce, and make a sandwich. And then you got 2 meals right there.
Damn. 2 meals for one.
And and the best was the bass player, Cash. He was like, I hate Cane's. It was so gross. So we all, as a band, with him being the youngest, took it into our own power to then eat Cane's only for the entirety of that tour.
That's like a beautiful level of petty, but that's also fucking disgusting. You guys must feel awful.
No, we felt terrible the entire tour, and the car did not smell great. But,
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
but we were all so petty because this kid was just always like like complaining. So we were like, even though we didn't enjoy it, we ate Cane's every single day after shows, just to be like, sucks.
Stick it to him.
Because I was driving the van, right? It was either me or Mike, because we were the oldest. We're driving the van. And when we get to the next place, you know, it's like either the hotel or we're sleeping here. And it was like, there wasn't like options because we had to make a 4-hour drive. So the next place we got was, like a campsite or a hotel in the middle of nowhere with nothing open.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he had to eat the canes. He
Wow,
had
so
no
you
choice.
isolated him so he could only eat the canes.
But it was beautiful.
No, that's beautiful for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. More
That's
of that.
awesome.
More of that. Yeah.
So for this question, I want you to pick your favorite lyric off the EP and tell us the meaning behind it.
Honestly, yeah, I hate to say it, but Heart of Thorns, the title track.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
The lyric, take me, break me, that halo's holding down your horns.
Solid.
Because it felt like they were wearing a halo and it was just kind of pushing down who they truly were, like hiding it,
Mm-hmm.
And it was like when I thought of that, it was the weirdest thing. He was on FaceTime and I was driving and he was just like chugging away.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally just randomly was like, take me, break me. And he was like, wait, keep going. Like,
write that shit down.
It literally just like flowed to my head. And it was such a cool, like natural moment that I was like, I pulled over. I was like in my notes, like, take me, break me.
Yeah.
Halo's holding down your horns. Because my heart's made of thorns. And I was like, it was like this moment that was so funny, like, and it sounds so cheesy, and it probably is, but it was just when you write something that you feel, that's not just, someone else writing something, and, you hear their music, and you're like, oh, damn, they relate. And you're like, no, they don't. The 4 writers related. To write something that truly, like, came out of my brain and my heart and everything in between, I was just like, wow, like, that favorite saying that's just so overplayed is like when you say like, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want video of me ever saying this. But it was like I just wrote the song of the summer. Like,
did I just write the song of the summer?
Like that's literally what it felt like. I was like, oh my god, I'm not saying it, but it was like that type of moment in my head where I was like, fireworks.
Did I actually just write the song of the summer? Yeah, no, that's fair.
That's great.
Beautiful.
Wrote the song of the summer for like 45 people.
Hell yeah.
And I'll take it.
Hell yeah.
The best win's a win.
Yeah, someone DM me. They were like, I'm probably 100,000 of those streams. I was like, don't tell me that. I thought it was doing better.
You're like, now I'm going to internalize that.
Yeah, tell me you send it to 100,000 of your friends. Like,
exactly. There you go. That's what I'm
going to start doing the math to figure out how many people have actually listened to the song now if you've listened to it 100,000 times.
Yeah, we like, imagine if Spotify showed you, like, instead of just like how many streams, like, and where, like, what country and city it's the best in, like, what if it showed you like the address of someone who listens to it the most?
Oh my god.
It was like 107 Oakberry Lane. Listen to your song.
Love this song
425 times. You're like, yo, check on them.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Call them a wellness
would you like
check.
to send help?
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Could you imagine? That'd be actually iconic.
That'd be fucking awesome. Yeah, Spotify's gonna steal that now.
I would have definitely had people knocking on my door back in the day when Justin Bieber dropped that Believe album.
The Believe album? That was your shit?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
I remember I had the poster up as a kid. It was like the first pop artist I got into.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I was liked rock, like Chris Daughtry, legend.
Yeah.
Probably with Chris Daughtry too. It's not over.
Dude.
I think I had that like to the point where it was not even on, like, I made a playlist because remember he dropped the main and then he kind of dropped like a redux version of it. I had a playlist of just that 3 times. So just keep playing.
I've been there.
And I just be like, and the way he sings, oh my god.
The vocal delivery is insane. I finally got to see Daughtry live in December, and I was going through listening through the set list, and I was like, God damn, there are so many hits that I did not know he had, like songs that I heard on the radio when I was 4 driving in the car with my mom. I'm like, damn, this shit is awesome. So
he
great.
Went heavier.
Yeah.
He went heavier. His new stuff is heavier, and I'm just
the new
like,
EP is fantastic.
Like, honestly, if Chris Daughtry can hear me, like, hello, dude, I have a song.
Exactly.
We should chat.
Give me 30 seconds.
Like, I'm not even kidding you. I'm speaking this into existence. I will have a track with Daughtry.
Hell yeah.
I
manifest that shit.
Like, obviously, there's many artists I would love to work with, but, like, that man with the, like, choruses we kind of write and build, it's like somebody's spitting in my face, being like, "You won't sing it like Daughtry, though." You know, like imagine Daughtry singing "Mortal Sacrifice."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that chorus.
Yeah.
Like when I recorded that, I was like, "Sick." Didn't sing it like Daughtry, though.
Yeah.
Fuck. Just missed that.
Didn't have that like rasp that just like makes you like wonder why you're even alive.
Yeah,
anymore.
that like yearning
Life
rasp.
was worth living. Yeah.
His vocal, his like chorusing is like probably like the funniest thing. Is like I'll make music with my friends and they'll be like, "Dude, stop trying to sing like him." And I'm just like, "I'm sorry."
I'm sorry, I was listening to him on the way here.
Yeah,
literally, I was
crazy.
just listening to him. It's like when you like listen to a song and you're like, "Damn, I just thought of a sick verse." They're like, "Yo, that's Sabrina Carpenter Espresso," and you're like, "Oh, that's why it sounded familiar."
That's
My
why,
bad.
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
It's starting to click now. Yeah.
I'm like, "Hold up, guys, I got one. Birds of a feather. We should
Let me
stick
cook.
together."
Let me cook. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you. Yeah. So, would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating the EP?
headspace, just kind of either angry, happy, or sad.
Okay.
Like it depends on the day I had. Like I've gone into the studio so happy, like, you know, I just bought some new skinny jeans and I'm like, these are sick.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
make music.
Mhm.
Or there's a day where I'm just so angry, like at something that's gone wrong or an emotion that comes through, or I'm either really sad,
Mhm.
you know, and like I'm trying to put light to it, but like that's just how it is. Like I don't think I've ever walked in with just like a natural emotion and just or like, oh, another day in the studio. It's like I'm either going there because I'm like I'm pissed off and I need to record something, whether it's a song or not. Just give me the mic, I'll scream a bunch.
Yeah.
But it's like that's the kind of like beauty of it, because like I've had people tell me you can hear that in the record,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved hearing that because it was like it was so true. Like there's times where like we would stop because I would just need to scream. I'd just be like so upset with something, or like a song would remind me of like, you know, because I'm writing it about this, it would remind me of that, and I would get upset and get emotional and just be like, all right, I need 30 minutes, you know. And it was kind of like, yeah, it was three emotions. I was either angry, happy, or sad. Headspace was just like floating around.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know,
makes sense.
Hopefully that answered it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it does.
Did, yeah.
And based on the way that it was kind of written, which was just sessions, and obviously it wasn't like one cohesive thing where you were locked in a studio for X amount of days, fluctuating headspace depending on the day when you're showing up to the loft in downtown LA, you know, it makes sense. Maybe the traffic was bad that day, you know, extra bad.
Every day.
Every single day. It's not a special occurrence.
We'd be like, let's meet at 4, and I would leave at 2:30 and be like, he's like, where you at? I'm like,
hour and a half away.
About to be there. It's like 5. I'm here.
Made it. Everyone's home.
He would fall asleep, and the only way to get up would be to get buzzed up. So I'd be calling him like 10 times, like at the door of downtown LA, and like a bunch of people, yeah, cigarette. I'm like, no, answer the phone, dude.
Hurry the fuck up. Yeah.
Like, I'm fine. No, I'm sorry. Just vapes. They're like, let me hit it. I'm like, no.
Hell no. Who the fuck are you?
I don't know you.
That was the craziest one where this lady was like, can I hit your vape? And I was like, have it.
Just take it.
Honestly, yeah.
You can take it.
Yeah, just take it.
That's so kind of you.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But no, downtown LA is like my favorite place because it's such a story every time you're down there. Like, especially during these fires. Like, I feel like the cops just went missing because me and Noah were like making more music and we were walking around, and it was just like people were like starting fights, you know, like everybody seemed like they were like on some mischief shit.
Yeah.
Can I curse?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, everyone seemed like they were on some mischief shit. And I was like, I haven't seen a single cop car. And it's not that I'm like, you know, worried, but it was like funny because I was like, during these fires, like they all had so much work to do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, LA just took a huge hit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, major, you know, confusion to the whole thing going on. Like, I don't even know I don't understand it. I'm sure a lot of people out there don't, but it was like it seemed like downtown kind of took the most hits because they didn't. I mean, let me rephrase that. It seems like downtown seemed like the place to be
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
because no one was there like looking over it
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because just became that area.
Yeah.
There was like
like a
crime just going off.
lawless land during
Yeah,
like an
yeah, like
apocalypse.
lawless.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and my heart goes out to everyone affected by those fires. It
Sure.
was. I don't even want to think about it. It's crazy that it even happened.
absolutely.
You know, like
Yeah.
no water. Weird.
Yeah, whole
So weird.
whole thing is weird.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we won't even get into it, but
Yeah. Well, this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe the EP for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
energetic, confusing,
Mm-hmm.
emotional.
Hell yeah.
Those are good. Hell yeah.
Solid. And are you able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the EP, positive or negative?
Positive moments during it was dad liking it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Hell
good.
yeah.
Another plus. I was hyped on that.
Mhm.
A negative moment. I don't even know. I can't really think of one. I
That's
don't think we had a negative moment other than like, oh, yeah, I'm
oh,
guessing you mean more than just the creation of it. While making the EP,
I mean, during
I
the
guess
process of the EP, I mean, like beginning to it being released, you're still in the rollout of it, so you can
yeah,
even consider that anything that's happened around it.
someone who meant a lot to me uh, left us
Oh,
during that process. So
mhm,
that definitely hurt while making the EP.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sorry for your
So that
loss.
would be a negative. It's
Yeah.
all right. It's life,
Sorry.
unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Unfair.
this game we're all playing,
Mm-hmm.
you know? It's like Temple Run. That's how I see it.
It's an interesting comparison.
Sure.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's how I see life. We're all on, like, our own little temple run, and we just have to keep going. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, once you stop, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
makes
true.
And
sense.
it's like, maybe it sounds morbid, maybe it sounds sad, but I just kind of see life like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just got to keep going because the second you look back, something's going to take you.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Oh my God, easy. Diet Coke,
Mhm.
Kit Kat,
Mhm.
Nerds Gummy Clusters.
All right.
Goddamn. Hell yeah.
And
All
if you
right,
can't
Nerds
hit a
Gummy.
gas station, it's obviously Cane's.
Yeah, 100%. I should have brought Canes to this.
You should have, man. You need to get that sponsor. What's going on?
I know, Canes. I got a song. I'll write it for you,
Mhm.
and we'll record it. We'll do a Canes intro.
Hey,
There you go.
look at
Eat
that.
Mhm.
Imagine you hear it. You're like, in a
Wait
year
a
we're
minute.
talking again, and you're like, yo, remember that Jager Henry kid? Yeah, he's like the face of Canes now.
Like, what the fuck? How did that
Oh,
happen?
how's his songs doing? Terrible, but he's the face of Canes.
Face of Canes. Yeah, it doesn't need to work again, man. That's it. That's all you need.
That'd be kind of sick. Imagine like a Canes commercial track,
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty sick.
like being
That'd be
the
dope.
song. It's
Mhm.
like just, and it's like featuring Knocked Loose.
Okay,
We're
so
manifesting so many things
there's a
in
lot
this
going
interview.
on there.
It's like the dude eating the chicken tender, and you just hear like Knocked Loose, suffocate.
Oh, wait. Okay.
You're cooking.
I'm on board now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got this.
We got this.
Yeah, for sure.
We can make this
would like
happen.
a percentage of, you know,
Yeah.
whatever you
Oh,
make
yeah.
from it because
Yeah. It's not like there's any like recording of us deciding what we're doing. You know.
Yeah, no, not we
There's
haven't
no
been recording
proof
like
you
this the
guys
entire time.
helped.
No.
Yeah.
Our
No,
people,
no.
our people will talk to your people. Will make that happen.
Exactly. Our people meaning
We'll lock it in.
Shane. Yeah, Shane will
And,
talk to
yeah,
your people.
Shane and Kevin.
Perfect.
Yeah. Dynamic duo. And on the topic of food, if your music project was a dish, what dish would it be and why?
What a question.
Isn't it incredible? Yeah.
If my music was a dish, beans on toast.
Expand.
You've ever had beans on toast?
Can't say I have.
Can't say.
Not not many people have.
Mm-hmm.
Does it sound confusing?
Absolutely.
There's my music.
Makes me a little queasy too.
Not many people have had it yet.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds confusing, but when you eat it, it's fire.
It's fine. Oh, so you have enjoyed.
Oh,
You've
yeah. Beans on
indulged.
toast, Heinz
Okay.
baked beans, English baked beans,
Mm-hmm.
sourdough toast,
Mm-hmm.
pour it on top.
Mm-hmm. Is that
That's
like
it.
it? Is there like any
Yeah.
butter? Is there any like
I mean, you can put
topping?
butter on the toast, but I'm English. It's a very English dish, you know.
You know what?
And
Hell yeah.
I suggest everyone to try it. And if not that, bangers and mash,
Fuck yeah. Rock 'em with it.
you know,
Yeah.
sausage and mashed potato.
You can't go wrong with that, honestly.
There's the music, you know.
No, you can stick with your beans on toast. I didn't mean to, I was just asking.
No, you're
a
good.
question. Yeah.
Well, beans on toast would be the appetizer. You know,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's like,
Okay.
That's the music right there. Confusing, but
Mhm.
so good once you try it. And
Yeah,
not many
it's all
people
coming
have
together.
yet. So, best way to describe the music.
All right.
Hopefully,
right.
next time you ask this, it's like Cheesecake Factory because everyone's had it.
Yeah. And there's
There
tons
you
of
go.
options.
Oh, the evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. And for the last couple questions, we're going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Dr. Pepper
Okay.
Mhm.
to drink.
I saw that coming.
Raisin Canes
Okay.
with a Linda's fudge cake from the Cheesecake Factory,
Okay.
extra whipped cream,
Mm-hmm.
and to finish off, if I can have another drink,
Mhm.
it would be digestive milk chocolate cookies with a cup of tea.
Hell yeah. I've always wanted to try those digestive cookies.
Weird
They're
that I
so
had
good.
it like in the back pocket. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, you were
I
ready.
answered that
You were
way
locked and
too
loaded.
fast.
Yeah, what the
I
hell?
answered that way too fast. I was like,
Mhm.
ready? Oh, ready? Like everything else, you're like, how does the music make you feel? And I'm like, you're like last meal. I'm like,
Got
Locked
that
and
one.
loaded.
Locked.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Narnia.
Narnia? Fuck yeah. Get that fuck, what's the shit that he sold like his entire like all of his siblings out for? What's it called? Oh, I shouldn't have started if I didn't know. The like the little cubes. Is it
The
Oh,
the sugar?
no. Yeah, the little candies.
Yeah, the little like
They're like gummies
whoa.
almost. Oh.
I don't know what they were. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about when the witch gives him the
Mhm.
candy. And she's like, there's
Mhm.
plenty more where that comes from.
Turkish delight.
Yes.
Ooh, fuck.
That's
yeah.
a great English snack.
It's so good. I love a good pistachio
Yeah.
Turkish delight, a little coconut
Yep.
one. I don't know if they're getting a little too crazy with it, but I'm with it.
It would just be sick to live there. Like,
True, yeah.
imagine you just going to dap up a line. Just like, what up, dude? How you been?
It's good.
Oh,
that'd be badass.
I died like the other day. Like I'm back now. I'm fine. Yeah.
yeah, you could just hop on your friend's back. He's like part horse. You're just like, yo, dude, let's hit the store.
Sounds like
I don't
a
know
dream,
why.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Fuck
why.
yeah.
Like,
I don't.
another question I answered way too fast.
Way too fast. But it's good though. It's good though.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I've done asked the last question. Every single person that we've spoken to have said that is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Red.
Specific shade of red? That
Bright
shade of red? Bright red.
Bright red. Fuck yeah.
Unreleased merch coming soon. I put red on everything.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Ooh,
yeah.
damn, that's tight. That's tight.
You know, I just love red. I even stole this sign because it had red on it.
I mean, you got a theme, you commit to it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kudos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So as I said, that's all the questions you have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Mortal Sacrifice. Stream it. It's the last song of the EP.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people let it pass them. Keep streaming the EP and new music on the way. We're going to be playing Vegas March 21st, and we're going to be playing Los Angeles March 27th at the Whiskey A Go Go. And we hope to see everyone there. And a portion of all merch sales will go towards helping those affected by the fires.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. It's been Jager Henry, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.